12th part of when your possessive boyfriend is a psycho who wants to keep you to himself only. Author point of view. Jimin, we love each other and we will get married soon. Those words infuriated you, and the look on Taehong's face was carrying you. His jaws clenched while his eyes fixed at Jimin, who was standing on the table. Jimin, right, Yanni? Looking down at you, he asked. Pushing back the chair, Taeyong stood, and you followed him. His eyes met with yours, and your heart sank. Jimin amusingly observed his red face when he was leaving. Jimin stepped down and held your hand when you were about to go after Taeyong. Jimin, Shan. His voice dipped in warning. Jimin, let's decide a date for our engagement. You looked back from where Taeyong left Yan. Jimin, he pulled you in the crowd of students, overshowing his love for you. Some students were judging your character too. You wanted to scream at your helplessness. Girl, Yan, did you broke up with Taeyong? You choked back a sob when Jimin tightened his hold around you. Jimin, of course, or how would he be? She be marrying me, right? Yan, yeah. Jimin, hey, bring the cake. So he had planned all this. A cake and other refreshments were arranged. Yan, why are you doing this? You should have first asked. You whispered. That was buried by his glare. He cut the cake and a bite in your mouth. Tears were hurting your throat that you hardly swallowed it. Jimin, oh, Yanni. He leaned and your eyes widened when he picked a cream on the corner of your mouth. Students howled in awe while some were jealous. You flinched when someone clicked pictures. Your mind diverted to Taehong. Where was he? And if someone tells him about this, then he will. Taehong barged in bathroom and stood in front of the mirror. He stared at himself. Ta, you look like a monster. Calm down, Taeyong. He flashed water on his face while his breathing was rapid. Ta, engagement with him. He patted his chest. Ta, that is just an engagement. She loves me, only me. The mirror shattered when he punched on it. Ta, no one can snatch her from me. What should I do? Should I kill him? He headed to door and came back. Nah, she will hate me then there. But she loves me. His head was hurting like an open wound. He pushed his head under the tap, but the cold water did not help to calm his senses. Jan, where are you? Getting away, he slid down against the wall. Ta, if I kill him, then she will be mine forever. This is not right. You came in and locked the door. Yan Taehong, his state squeezed your heart. Sitting near him, you jerked him, who was panting for air. He looked at you and slammed his head against. You wrapped your arms around him. Yan, he was holding you like a scared child. I want to kill him or I will kill myself. Yan, no Taehong. He separated and pulled himself to his feet. You also stood. That Jimin. Yan, Taehong, wait. You locked your arms around his neck. Yan, relax. Nothing happens. It all good. His one arm around you while other hand grasped on your hairs. You are mine, Yan. Yan, yes, I am yours, only yours. He was in his arms. You were rubbing his back. You gasped when suddenly he placed you over the shelf. I cannot see you with anyone else. You cupped his face in your small hands. Yan, I know. Calm down. Did he touch you? Tell me. You gulped. Yan, no. He sighed and placed his head on your shoulder. I was losing my senses. Yan, you did so well, Taehyung. You know that? He was expecting violence, but you proved that they cannot control your emotions. You were cooing him like a child. Ta, you love me, Jan, more than you can imagine. Ta, me too. You smiled while again hugging him. Coming back to home, you were unleashed. Jan, how can he announce it like that without my permission? You yelled at your father. Joe, he gave you a surprise. Jan, surprise. That was the worst news of my life. Joe, Jan, this is what you agreed for. You don't increase tensions for me. Jan, what's the use of this drama when I only love Teham? Joe, in a moment, Mr. Park can put him in an asylum. Will that be fine to you? Jan, you people cannot hurt him. Joe, he is at the TikTok and you know it too. Behave how you promised. Jimmy brought you to a shop to choose a dress for the event. You were not showing any interest, and that was pressing his buttons. Jimin, go and change into this. Jan, I don't want to. Tightly grabbing your arm, he jerked you. Jimin, do it or I will make you this in front of everyone. You stared at him. He cannot do this, but you did not see any less evilness in his eyes. Jan, I hate you, Jimin. His face twisted, and before he could hurt you, you snatched the dress and went inside the small room to change. Jan, what the? It's so revealing. You came out, and Jimin's eyes were making you nervous. Jimin, it's crazy. I really want to get married right now. Fear was visible on your face. Yeah, Jimin, I don't wear this much revealing dresses. And also, it's just an engagement. He came closer. Jimin, you will wear this, and it's final. Snacking, Snaking his hand to you, he leaned. Your skin burned at his touch. He growled in anger when you pushed him away, not caring about the stuff. But now you were regretting as they started gossiping. Jan, I will change. Coming inside the room, you were breathing heavily. You, at the back, and were rubbing your chest to ease the tension. Jan, wedding? No way. You screamed when the door was opened. Jimin placed his hand on your mouth while captured your wrist at your back. Jimin, like this you look more beautiful. The dress was hanged for its life. Your muffled sobs amused him. He lowered his hands. Jimin, you are under my mercy, Jan. Even if your father agrees for Teha, I will never let that happen. His hand removed and you writhed in his hold. Jimin, why? I will be your husband. And please, Jimin, stop. You shut your eyes and jabbed. When Jan, please, I beg you, Jimin. He stepped back and you tightly clenched the dress. He stepped out and you looked at your disheveled state in the mirror. Jan, I really wish to allow Taehang to teach you a good lesson for this. Standing in front of the mirror, you were treating the bruises left by Jimin. A notification popped up on your phone. It was a message from Taeyong. Come in your room, I will be there in a few minutes. You gasped and again looked at yourself. Yan, no, he cannot see this. You looked for a shirt that can cover till your neck. Yan, why I don't have any. All dresses were crop or sleeveless. You grabbed a jacket and zipped it up to your neck. Going back to a mirror, you combed your hairs and wore a lip balm. You cursed when you looked at the floor where your whole cupboard was scattered. Shan, put them back. Your foot slipped and you fell on that bundle. The window was open and Tehong stepped in. He took in the view and suppressed a laugh. You pouted, "Da, my baby." Walking to you, he lifted you and placed you on the bed. Da, were you fighting with them? Yeah, no, Da, let me hang them. Jan, I will do that later. You come here. He sat down and you crawled. Da, how was your day? You didn't go to uni as you had to be with Jim. Jan, boring. Oh, I went to doctor. He said I will get official results next week to prove that I have no issues. You happily hugged him and he rolled you over the bed. You look so happy. Jan, of course. Then let's make you more happy. Your smile dropped when hovering his hand went to the jacket. You held his hand, Jan. Can we just cuddle? He felt guilty when you asked that in fear. Yes, baby. Your forehead. You switched off the lights and soon you drifted to sleep. And he growled. Jan, you move like a fish when you are asleep. He left the bed and his feet tangled in your clothes. My crazy girl. He switched on the lights and looked down at the mess. His gaze fell on a slip. He picked it and his brows knitted. It was off the dress Jimin bought you today. Payment was done under his name. Was she with him? Jan, to ask you, he stepped towards the bed. His feet halted when he noticed the bruises. Your jacket was, and the marks were there. He looked at your innocent face and then at those painful marks. He crumpled the paper in his hand and sat near you. When he traced the marks, you winced in sleep. If he did this, then he will regret it so badly. To be continued. Any guesses what will happen next? Thanks for watching and love you all.